Hello and welcome to the Medical Patch Beta Edition. This is the Awesomenauts 2.7 Beta 2. I've been trying to figure out how to do this format because we're in beta, but I'm trying to figure out a way to cover the information and not try to be too dry about it. But the thing about betas is that there's a lot of things that need to be tested. There's things that were missed or code that got messed around when new code was put in. Because this beta has a lot of changes in it, like many things changing, like emphasis of rolls and the damage and health multipliers. I'll try to talk about the general things and then I'll talk about the support characters. I'll try to talk about Scoop as well, if I can stay on track. But I'll just try to talk about the general things. As you may have noticed, the damage is different. It goes up. Everything's multiplied by 10, and the health's multiplied by 10 as well. So I think, well, it's for if the developers want to change damage. Say if something did 2 damage, if they changed it, if they want to tweak it, it would either go up by 1 or go down by 1. So multiplying by 10, they can do it by 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, and it won't round up or round down. So it's more precise that way, and I think it's gonna make a lot of close kills or close saves, because people who only had 8 health left type of thing. But I don't know. Turrets have been changed around, some speeds are being changed around. Like, this is what I'm trying to figure out. I want to talk about the notes in the patch, but I don't want to be too dull about it. But I don't know. I'll just try to talk about the big things. Like Scoop, his item, the Binding of Justice. It doesn't heal. It doesn't act like a med pack. Like, it doesn't heal damage over time. The item that grants that, it does work now. And the item that gives him more range, it actually is supposed to do more damage as well in more snare. But I have been playing Scoop quite a bit. I'm trying to get the hang of him and see how he works. In the background, I feel this is my best performance as Scoop yet. But do bear in mind that the bots still have some work left to them. Because what I've been noticing is that I've had matches where there seems to be an easy mode bot and a hard mode bot. Like, I might see a Coco bot who does extremely well, but then again I might find a Coco who doesn't really react to her surroundings. So it's not really luck either. However, well, for example, I've had matches where bots run into a turret trying to chase somebody, but they don't react to the turret being there. They end up dying over and over and over and over. Or they skip out on the code that tells them to fall back and go grab health. They don't really listen to that, or they don't really have it programmed in. Although I know they do, because in 2.6 they work quite well, but I think with all the new stuff being put in, it kind of jumbled them up a little bit badly. So there are some things that still need tweaked. I kind of hope there's another beta patch, because I think there's still quite a few things to be ironed. Voltar works quite well. He did lose some health, so he kind of makes his role as a healer, more healer-like. Somebody who can heal a lot, but who hardly has any health, who's very weak at the start of the game anyway. So I think his debuff items, the blind, the knockback, will be more important. Because I tend to use knockback for pushing back Leons or just pushing back droids even. But I think I can imagine using it on droids more often because, well, using the beta hasn't been a good example because I've had to use my drones to win matches. Because some matches I only had to buy droids or drones and I win. I don't have to upgrade my heal bot, my heal wave or anything. And you can even see in the background the bots aren't really reacting to their environment. Like Coco was underneath, was on the trap, and she didn't really. I don't know if there's code for that or the code's not really working. Although I do hope that they get worked on, because I know they can work very well. It's just a matter of reworking the code for the new patch that's updated. And I really have to I really have to show this part again. Just taking a look here at Rocket G trying to chase me. And then that I had to show that. Genji, I feel that from what I've experienced, his flying droid item works so much better in this patch, which is kind of scary because it can work quite well in 2.6. But I think some things were changed around. His item does, the storm drum does a little tiny bit more damage, like 22 instead of 20. The Bronco Yeast is being worked on. It doesn't really work perfectly, like it doesn't work against the turrets, because it's supposed to block 10 damage up to 3 times, so 30 damage in all. But against turrets, it only blocks 7 to 8 damage each time. So this is why I didn't really want to do a full-on medical patch, because there's a lot of things that I've encountered in the game. Some were obvious bugs, but some I don't know if they're bugs or not. So I don't really feel it's right to discuss them as notes because, well, it's kind of a draft copy, you know. I'm not sure how to discuss something that I don't know a whole lot about, or that the development team might not even know about. Because I have been sending in bugs to Ronimo, because I found a bug with Voltar's drones. In beta 2, if you buy the weapon clip-on, it's supposed to only do 20 more damage to everyone, but they're also testing out doing more damage only to enemy Awesomenauts. I think the code got pasted in by accident, because it does 20 more damage to droids, but then it does 20 more damage to enemy Awesomenauts. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it's a lot of fun to use, but you buy it twice and you have 80 damage to droids and 120 damage to enemy Awesomenauts, and that's per shot. So you buy that drone army and you get the weapon speed, the attack speed, and it's absolutely insane. The bots just don't have time to react to that. Even on the hard mode bots, just... I don't know if I said already, but I've had matches where I can't really support my allies because they don't really react to being healed. Like, if they're being healed, they don't really run back. Or sometimes when they're teleporting back, if I start healing them, they run behind the turret. And that kind of leaves me vulnerable because, well, there's no one protecting the turrets, and somebody has to be out there. And even if, I don't know, I'm asking a lot from artificial intelligence, but I can't give a good opinion on the beta until it's not a beta anymore. So I don't really know what to do with the betas, because there's a lot being changed, but I don't know what to do with all these changes. So it's not a bad thing. I just don't really see the sense of making 2.6 content videos when the beta's out, because I know people want to watch 2.7 stuff, and I understand that because I do as well. But what kind of irks me is that another game I'm covering, Loadout, is in beta. They're doing a beta for their new patch, and a game that I want to cover is in beta as well. That's in early access though, but it's pretty much concrete. I do want to cover it, but these fucking betas though. But I'm just trying to figure out how to do this and not have to redo it so often. I mean, I don't mind doing patch notes videos, but once a week can be quite a bit. And I want to do guides for 2.7. I want to discuss the items that the support characters can get. Focus on item ability, and then talk about the items, kind of give my opinion on them type of thing. So I've been kind of waiting for the patches to kind of stabilize so I can do that without having to redo them so often. It's kind of what I tried to do last year when I started this channel. Back then I was too shy to use a microphone and talk and listen to myself talk. I've been doing it for at least 6 months now. I started again, and I don't mind it so much. And I was trying to just figure out how to add to the game. That's a big challenge every YouTuber that covers gaming, I feel, has, is trying to add something to the game that you're playing, other than just playing the game. I mean, where it's an online multiplayer game, your performance can be enough, but I want to make it individual. I want to make it unique. I mean, I do love playing supports, but I like teaching, and I like helping people, and I just want the videos I make to be of use. I just don't want to make a video every day or things like that. I want to make it count. So trying to do that and trying to figure out how to cover beta stuff, because trying to talk about things and give opinions about mechanics that might not even be in the game. Like, I'm just thinking about it now, the shield that replaced the solar tree, that's not in beta 2. It's gotten replaced with, it's an item called the race stone. It gives more health when you kill a critter. It's the same thing that Ayla and Scoop can get, those items that give them more health when killing a critter. So there's still more testing to do. That I think, I'm not sure how many more patches there'll be. Looking at the vault page, there's probably gonna be another week, maybe 2 weeks of testing, but that's just a guess. I don't know how many more new things are being added. And since the beta's out, the major things are in this game and being tested. So I can only guess the remaining things to be revealed are minor things or cosmetic things. Like mechanic or gameplay things are probably already in the game being tested. So I can't imagine much more things, like anything major. Scoop and the general gameplay are already in the beta and they're being tested. People giving their opinions and just getting them tweaked and try to find a way that works. But I am looking forward to Scoop. His items have been improving. His items are working now. There's an item that will remove damage over time, so that does work now. And he's got an item that gives him more range on the hammer, and it does more damage, so it's actually supposed to do more damage. Because in beta 1, I was trying to figure out if it's supposed to do more damage or if it was a bug, but that got cleared out of the way. There was one item where you get 30% more health when an enemy dies. In beta 1, sometimes you would lose 30% health. It didn't happen all the time, but it seemed to be when you hit full health, like when your meter filled up, it would go the other way. The rest of the numbers. Say if you refilled half the amount and you hit full, you would go back half the amount. So you kind of know what I mean. Like it kept moving in either direction. So Scoop as a support player, I don't really have a whole lot of experience because my teammates, the bots haven't been the best teammates, but I'm trying to get an idea of how he works. I think I've got it down. It's just a matter of actually playing him against people and testing out my strategies that I've made with Scoop. But I'm really looking forward to 2.7 being released. I'm looking forward to making videos with Scoop and the rest of the support characters, making some item guides, just having a stable schedule for one. But This match was a lot of fun to play. It was... I think the bots on your team were a little bit on the simple side, because you saw them on the side, they're just running back and forth. But as I said, the bots could use a little work. There's a couple bugs in some items here and there. There's a couple bugs in AI Station 205, like there's some bugs laying around here and there, and I've checked the forums, and there are threads about what I've talked about. So the development team are aware of it anyway, so it's not just this video being the only source. So, yeah, I've covered pretty much everything I want to talk about. And if there's another beta patch, I'll see what I can do with it, but I can't promise very much. And the reason why I'm not doing a live commentary, because I can't really give the best experience with bots. So again, I'll do live commentaries once 2.7's out, just trying to work with what I have right now. So thanks very much for your patience, and thanks very much for watching.